Listen, they say the readers for leaders, so I'll be steady with them books. And then the way that I'm like Steph Curry, all these people get cooked. Ay, got people give me looks, but I'm really out here learning, so I can't be earning. Now I swear that it's working. I'll pass it off just like Kyrie Irving.
Welcome to Hunter College.
We're into 2.5 years of a very new curriculum redesign and a very new school. So we were made 3 years ago a turnaround school, which means officially we're one of the worst 6 schools in the whole of the country.
When I started here at Hunter College, a lot of the people said, you know, we don't read here. And I was like, what? How can you teach? How can you learn if you don't read?
There was a really strongly held belief that it was absolutely pointless buying any books. And that's partly that quite pervasive belief that certain groups of young people are good with their hands and not therefore academic. So we've really challenged that whole way of being and thinking here. And in this school, the potential is Māori potential. We are Māori school and we're really proud of that.
Yo.
We got some funding from the ministry, we invested in the library, we made it a place for youth, a space to be alongside your friends and to eat your food and to pick up books, and there's a lot of good change happened. Part of that story has been a big collaborative effort from National Library, school leadership, curriculum redesign, student leaders, students themselves in all sorts of ways, just getting on board, and our community very much too. And doing something different has been about raising expectations and really seeing that if you meet and believe in young people's potential, it's almost limitless as to what we can achieve.
Yeah, I'll be reading like the Warriors up in the Golden State. When you work as hard as me, I'm the greatest, it's not hard to claim.
So we had the National Library in the hall, they had speed dating with different genres. So people had books to showcase and had a chat to our students about what that genre is all about. So the kids could listen for 3-4 minutes and then they could move on to the next genre. They gave a lot of free books and the kids grabbed as many books as they could. They took it back to Punako and instead of doing work, they wanted to share their books and they wanted to read.
In one of my classes, we said, okay, right, we're going to read this. We're going to read it together. So the book was called The Simple Gift by Stephen Herrick. And we just started, like they got into the story. And I wouldn't have thought it would have been that easy just to read aloud or read together to see that my students actually love stories.
Part of that journey has been bringing beautiful writers in and students being excited by the opportunity to work alongside some amazing people who've been generous to share their passion of storytelling. It's just been great.
He was funny, like the way that he was saying his poetry. He just had so much detail and he just kept us entertained with his humor and stuff. So I just wanted to try read. But then I started reading this one book and I just kept reading that book every day and then I just got attached to it. And then I just gave up doing the bad stuff that I did.
What I've observed is that a young person who maybe isn't in a good space becomes whole and well. So learning leads to well-being. When they have access to knowledge and learning through books, they become who they want to be in the world. Everything that we can possibly share with them makes them feel good about who they are. One of the challenges for me as a teacher is to make a space where young people can bring their own culture, their own interests into a kind of legitimate academic space and that's valued. Like you'll talk to teachers with some really amazing ideas for that, like Dungeons and Dragons, I'm a rapper, but then we go further with that.
We're given the opportunity to design courses that can be very specific. I chose rapping because in Aotearoa, especially our community, a lot of the families and the youth particularly, the stories of having a tough upbringing, having to fend for yourself. We understand these stories. We only have to look outside our gate here at Huntly to see that our kids are in that struggle on a daily basis. And so I'd love to be able to create a space for our kids to share their version of the story. They're descendants of great orators. They've got an amazing voice, they've got amazing stories, they've got an amazing perspective to share.
The fact that we can talk with our young people and go, that's a great idea. Whoa, yes, we should do that. And be able to be responsive and really value the person who turns up at the door, and that whānau trust us with their most precious young people. What a privilege that is.
I think I owe it to reading because it really helped me identify where I want to go in life. You know, sometimes it's fiction or sometimes it's non-fiction. And when I was reading the stories, I thought I was the character. It was a narrative in my life, in a way.
I love all my fam, I love all my friends, I love everybody that love me for who I am.
They are brainy, they are capable, they're good with their hands, they're good with their minds, they're good with their hearts, their brains, and everything.
I love the hands that feed me, I love the mother's hand that breed me, I love the...
We very much believe in mana orite, which is about equal respect. So you meet the human person that is there, but someone who's dignified, deserving of being treated as a serious learner. And what do they bring to this place? We're so lucky. Our young people come in with knowledge, passions, expertise, and we want to work with them together. And to treat somebody as a serious learner is the best thing we can do for them, because then they see themselves as a person who belongs in school.
We need to believe that our youth can do it. The moment we stop believing that, they'll stop believing it.
Reading makes you clever. The job of school is to make you cleverer. Come in, read and learn. That's it. That's the work.